Oh, right. It's March 15th, and as the prophet once told Julius Caesar, beware the Ides of March. Right? Or is that just in a Shakespeare play? Regardless, it is March 15th. And we got something cool about this. It is what's become a normal day that I'm now 2 years recognizing because of my thing with long COVID, and it's Long COVID Awareness Day. You might have seen I made a post over on Instagram. I made a post over to Facebook, to Threads, to Twitter, to Blue Sky, the real Twitter. I posted it around because, first off, just highlighting where I'm at in that. But also I did, as you can see, I did post an update with my health stuff. So if you're curious where we're at, I really was trying to I want to be able to tell the whole story of the appointments, but of course the appointments have been like, 2 months now, 3 months now? Anyways, but yeah, so there's that. And that ribbon there, that's actually for Long COVID Awareness. So if you've seen it before, that would be why. And I believe the Baptists handed it out. If any more reason to love David Tennant, he was handing out those ribbons at the Baptists too. Just trying to bring awareness to, because there's not enough funding being put into research for this. As you can tell by my post saying I've been to 7 specialists, and for the most part are finding good things, and nothing underlying that would be causing the symptoms that COVID triggered back 20 months ago. Oh God, almost 21. We're early in March. It's only 20. We're not going to round up, but yeah, it's July 2022. So yeah, it brings awareness to a lot of things, a lot of people dealing with this in many different ways. There's some heartbreaking stories even today, listening to group talk over on the Twitter Spaces about it, and someone dealing with over a period of 5 cases end up dealing with not only fatigue, but one of them, I don't know if I should. Regardless, one where part of her body was producing cancerous cells at a point because of the GERD issues that it caused, and there's a lot of people are dealing with this. There's not enough money being put into research of it, and there's not a clear there's not a clear solution. Treatment. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. There's not a clear treatment, as my case also has been shown. And that's with me going through all the appointments and referrals and specialists and trying to find everything and test everything that we know to be connected to chronic fatigue and brain fog. And so far, nothing is being found other than it was COVID. And so it's frustrating. And so putting it out there. And the other thing, speaking of frustrating, the other thing, we can zoom in. Handy technology. But a sketch I made a couple months ago now, I think some friends on Facebook personal saw it, but made a sketch of basically how my feelings have been, where I drew a real factual looking art. But I just want to fucking go, and I want to do stuff. I want to be out there. I want to fucking be around people and take photos again of concerts and be at concerts without feeling this horrible fatigue. It is so crippling and disabling, and then add in just this muddy wall of, as I think described it in my update. But yeah, so then you can see the brain. There we go. You can see the brain there talking about how just even words and thoughts will disappear occasionally, within seconds. And it's actually it happened on my work holiday. Well, that was, I don't stress. And then yeah, the fatigue itself, it just feels like weights under my eyes, and it just get heavier and heavier the more I push it. With my walks at Kiwanis Park, they get heavier and heavier. On top of it, triggers a spell that's like a not a waviness. It's like when you drink, it is that swimmingness. There we go. Water. I had the thing. And I've said this before in past ones, but yeah, so I wanted to touch on that and how just sharing it around and getting one of the ribbons, and let's bring awareness to this because we need to reveal how just debilitating and life interrupting it's fucking interrupt my life in ways you've seen mostly publicly, and it's fucking miserable. Not to mention I've talked on about it before. So yeah, share it around. This here, the ribbon. But yeah, so I want to talk about that right here at the top because it is the day on COVID Awareness Day, and yeah, let's highlight that and bring attention to it and see if we can just get more people to more research money and grants and just help everyone that's been dealing with these things. Yeah, I know it's like it's a positive thing. We want to bring positive. We want to bring more eyes and more. Yeah. I'm going to try to make it into a positive thing. I'm still keeping hope, like I just said, and even in the text there. But speaking of hope and things that I like to do and have fun and that I fucking miss, there are shows that are coming up for the next week that I keep wanting to tell you so you can at least get out there when I'm unable to or struggling to with my own long COVID. And so, well, let's go. Yes, welcome to another episode of Every Show Joe Says Go, where I still recommend masking, especially as, like I mentioned there at the top, long COVID, it's not just me, it's affecting 7%, at least for the CDC, 7% of cases on infections are becoming long COVID cases like mine or worse. And so do what you can to mitigate your chance of decreasing your chance of just catching COVID. It also helps with RSV and the flu, which I think is starting to slow, but RSV is still hanging out there. And so, hence, like, appointments there with pulmonology taking a while. So, yeah, do what you can to mitigate that. Plus, it helps with our touring artists, as Jer even was asking on their tour to have people mask, because it helps lower the chance of them catching it and having to pause or postpone or just cancel shows while on the road, because that can be debilitating financially to a lot of artists on the road. So helps out there. Also just helps make the spaces more inclusive and welcoming to immunocompromised friends and other people and just one another. Make these spaces great for everyone. And so that's why I stress it every week. And I know it's like pulling teeth, but I try, because this shit has sucked for 20 months. So do what you can to just make these spaces better and help one another and help yourself. Also, other housekeeping is, of course, be sure to like this where you're watching it, whether it's YouTube or it is Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're watching this. Be sure to like it, assuming you like it, and not one of those people shaking their fists at me now for talking about long COVID already to start this episode. But yeah, please be sure to like it wherever you are. And then also, of course, the other thing that can help me out on YouTube, you can always go hit that subscribe button. You get notifications when this content goes live. That's one cool thing. But it also helps me out because as those numbers go up, they give you access to more features like the fabled ad revenue that I like to do. Ooh, make it all sparkly. Also, you might notice, I think I fixed the... It's still... You can still see where the lights are reflecting, but I think I fixed the eye thing. It happened to do... Tangent. It happened to do with... I had a wallpaper on my desktop that was apparently enough blue that reflected green, and then... Yeah. Anyways, tangent. Regardless, so yeah, you get notifications when these go live, and I get access to features like ads that I can make a little bit more money off of these, but I don't, and that's why I always mention every week, patreon.com/everyshowjoe, patreon.com/everyshowjoe, where you can also, let's throw it out there, I did record while feeling miserable for the tail end of it for a week, a little podcast talking about my long COVID experience from the beginning, for anyone that's curious, and then also what I've been watching and playing and all that kind of stuff and listening to. So if you like it, let me know. I'm probably gonna I think I'll at least do another episode I'm just playing around with it. Patreon, either early access or exclusive. We'll see. But I'm going to just do a weekly update. And so going to throw that out there. Go check that out. Patreon.com/EveryShowJoe. Plus, you can also donate over there, which that's where the early access or exclusive part would come in. If you're donating even $1 a month, $5 a month, any of that, that's just consider a tip. Help like what I'm doing here, and you can throw me some money there over on Patreon.com. And then there's $1 a month tier. There's $5 a month. So do what you can. Appreciate everyone that does support me over there, and thank you so much to everyone that does support me in general. Another thing you can do is, and this one's free. Yeah, everyshowjoe.com. That's where I post photos when I post my write-ups and all that kind of stuff. And there's a new one. So there's another reason to go over there. The Jer Show with Devin K and the Solutions, and also Susie True and Spicy Mayo. Yeah, this show is fucking rad. And that's why you want to go check out some of my best photos I think I've taken. And also see I wrote up a whole write-up. I think it's 1,300 words. Yeah, go check out why it was awesome, why I thought it was awesome, and the whole photo gallery there over on everyshowjoe.com. Plus, the other thing you can do while you're there is a store link. You can pick up an Every Show Joe shirt and support me that way, wearing it around and, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, all right, long tangent for the opening. And, of course, the other thing to highlight underneath this episode this week is some fucking favorites of mine here in Phoenix, and I figured it was appropriate. Hopefully they don't hate me for it. But it was appropriate for St. Patrick's Day weekend to have Swainn right underneath this episode. We got Come Have a Drink With Me on there. So that's what you're hearing on loop for this week's episode. And then also, let's get right into other things I like to always say every fucking week. Trans rights are human rights. Mm-hmm. And so, also, fuck racism, fuck homophobia, fuck sexism, fuck transphobia, fuck bullshit like that. It's just people dehumanizing others, and usually a mask for some other issue, or trying to just get away with some other shitty thing, and they're using it as a shield, and it is fucking horrible. We have some fucking horrible politicians in this country, and God, I'm just gonna get angrier the more. And that's not the point. We want to promote. Let's get involved. Let's bring some positivity. These are all things that I link to over on everyshowjoe.com/get involved. But they have ways to get involved with Black Lives Matter, with Poder in Action, and it's a Phoenix Metro one for Black Lives Matter. And Poder in Action is just awesome. They're about breaking down the systems that have systematic racism and building up something in their place. We also got RAIN, helping victims of rape and sexual assault, and I don't know if you can hear that. Rape, sexual assault, and incest victims there. They threw that in there too. 1 in 10, they're helping our LGBTQIA youth, and they're out of Phoenix here too. A lot of these tried to go, well, they're a mix of local and involved with their music scene, and a couple national ones, but you can find them all there. Trans Queer Pueblo, helping undocumented and migrant trans people, actually help them out, get here, get their appropriate things, papers, and also just help them with any care they need. So that's really cool. ACLU's linked on there. We got Stop AAPI Hate. And then, like I said, the ones that work with our music scenes, the Sidewalk Project, there's a Phoenix one you get involved with, helping with the homeless, helping against self-harm. There's also the Punk Rock Saves Lives, which nationally, you've probably seen them at a show, and they're fucking great, helping with mental health and bone marrow donations and all that stuff. Plus, Arizona being Arizona, and hopefully this will change with the fucking election this year, hopefully. But we don't have. There's a whole fight over reproductive rights in this state, and so abortionfundofarizona.org, they're linked to on there, because everyone should have a right in what they do with their reproductive system, and it should be between them and their medical professionals. So yeah, throw that out there. Check that out. Let's do some positivity. And of course, the best, simplest, easy way to support your favorite musicians and bands is buy the merch, like this lousy shirt. Buy the shirts, buy the handkerchiefs, buy the cool autograph vinyl at the Descendants Circle Jerk show. I see you guys, and I am envious. And it's a splatter vinyl. Anyways, if you get me one. But regardless, go buy their merch from their merch booths, from their online stores, from their band camps. The most direct, simple way, and that's the best simple way to get them money. Of course, also throw out their NEVA, National Independent Venue Association. Check them out. They're there supporting and representing your favorite independent venues. And yeah, and then of course, the most fun way, the way I said I miss, and I do fucking miss it. I want to be out there every night, and I wish I could fucking not feel horrible for doing it every night. But occasionally I try to get out there and see if I can make it through at least usually three, but sometimes I will, like, I did make it. I made it to Belvedere, but I felt so shitty by midway through Record Thieves that I just was like, I had to catch Belvedere because they haven't come down here in years, and I was like, I gotta catch these couple songs. So I pushed it, and then I feel it under my eyes thinking about it. But yeah, so usually it's about 3, but we'll see. But you can see some awesome stuff, and let's start at the top. I like that show that I keep fucking being envious about. We got the Descendants and Circle Jerks teaming up for a fucking show with the Adolescents. I mean, yeah, I'm sure this is the place to be in based on the AZ Punk scene. No matter people looking for tickets, and yeah. And that's at the Marquee Theater, 6:30 p.m. Deirdre with Arsenic Kitchen, The Ephemeral and Inept Hero. They're over at the Rebel Lounge, 7 p.m. Got Slow Hollows with PHF and Veronica Everhart at the Valley Bar, 7:30 p.m. Got one of my favorites, Chip Hanna, playing with Shelby Colby over at the Dirty Drummer. That one is an 8 p.m. Celebration Guns, the new version of Celebration Guns, which I'm curious to see how they are. I think it's what Jimmy and then is it everyone is new? Yeah. I know that comes with feelings, but I also Jimmy's awesome too, so I hope it wasn't like some horrible breakup between everyone and then rebuilding. But regardless, Celebration Guns, Prince Smith, and Statue in the Marble at the Easy Tiger Bar tonight, 7 p.m. Baragos is back in town with Damn the Weather, which appropriately Damn the Weather is back in town on a day that it rained most day. It's also kind of cold for Phoenix at least. I can feel it coming off the windows how cold it is. They're at Last Exit Live, 8 p.m. though. And we got M4D Kyoto at night, Crank Lab Explosion, Blue Evenings, The Upchucks, and Like Robbery at the Shine Box, 7 p.m. And then if you're looking for an excuse to go down and watch some Flogging Molly, I realize the phrasing of that, but we'll continue. Flogging Molly with Amigo the Devil, Jen and the Degenerates at the Rialto Theater down in Tucson, 8 p.m. And it was awesome to see some friends that got down to the Buzzcocks and saw the Rialto for their first time and praising it. I'm like, that is one of my favorite venues in the whole state, so that's awesome. And a reason, it's not, in normal health, I don't fucking do that drive and back on a work night. So, just to watch some good music. So yeah, no excuse. Or you live down there, and then you more reason to go. Plus, we got Scott Klopfstein, of course, if you're hanging out at home, 9 p.m. now, because we don't do daylight savings here. But 9 p.m. over on twitch.tv/Klopfenstein. That you might know from the Lewis Man Band. You probably know from Real Big Fish. And you should know because he's just awesome. Then Saturday, as a fan of old school Attitude Era, WWE, WWF, yeah, the World Wildlife Fund, WWE Entertainment. I appreciate this, and I know Gio's a big fan of that. But we got Squared's 316 Rager, so I assume there's going to be just like crashing of beers and chugging them like Stone Cold, right? With Brain Cake, Torn of the Seam, and Mad Dog Tannen at the Yucca Tap, 8 p.m. And then another awesome one, which I'm trying to find. Did I check their Bandcamp? I didn't check their Bandcamp, but hopefully I can grab Bethany Holmes' album here in the next couple of days and listen to it. But they have their album release show with Slugbug, Dreamboat, and Practically People over the Valley Bar, 7 p.m. And then for you guys in the eastern East Valley, we got the Maybe Next Year's with Lilac Angel, Readout, and Kiss the Red Alarm at Taproom 120, 7 p.m. Gold Wax Revival with Daphne and the Glitches at Last Exit Live, 9 p.m. Like some fucking awesome stuff. One Nut. Oh, God. I fucking want to go to this. And I have things. We'll get in, right? Let's get right into it. Got Game On Expo. First off, cool. They moved it downtown. It's now at the downtown convention center. But first off, Mega Ran, right? Mic drop already. But there's Super Madness, cool name, and then what they're calling Video Games Rock. And here's where I want to be there. And it features David Doak. It features David Wise. Oh, you can see the green. You can't see the green, right? Yes, the composer of Donkey Kong Country. And actually, I think, did he work on some band? Because he's worked on a lot of music. Even Ukulele in the side-scrolling sequel. There's some David Wise music in there. It's fucking amazing. And they're here, and if I could, just get it signed. But that's not the only one. We also got Grant Kirkhope, his partner in crime, maker of Banjo-Kazooie. Ooh, Grunty's face is green screened out. That's funny. God, how awesome it would be to not just watch them perform, but get them to sign my... This one's in better shape than my Banjo-Tooie, but yeah, get them to sign this would be fucking cool, right? Or should I have them, if I make it, or someone wants to help me make it over there, get them to sign my cartridge? We would do the cartridge, but yeah, regardless, they're performing, and also there's Kevin Bayless there. They're going to be performing, opening that up at 4 p.m., the music part of it at least. So, fuck. I wish I know if I go at 4, I probably can't make it to Mega Ran, which would be a bummer too. We'll figure it out. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but hopefully you guys can make it over there, because I'm talking it up like hella talking it up, aren't I? Fucking hope. Regardless, moving on though, we got some other stuff. If you're looking for some St. Patrick's Day stuff to do for the weekend, don't worry. Swainn's got you covered even for the day before it. They're over at Boondocks, Old Town, 6 p.m. You can go check them out. And then a face from a familiar band that had a weird ending. I guess that's their own stuff. But Joshua Marshall, once of Larry Ness Flask, is playing with Joshua Marshall in the Flood, a new band. And then Katie Main Lubrication, Casper Outland, Over the Dirty Drummer, 8 p.m. So that'd be fucking cool. And then another really cool festival, especially depending on what your recreational habits are. We got the Earl Cup, the Cannabis Awards and Festival with Urban Life and others over at Scarizona Scaregrounds, 2 p.m. That at least I know Urban Life's going on. I found and then I lost it, and there is a schedule somewhere about that festival. Also, we got the Lollybombs, which I just realized I didn't make a note of who. There's actually a very familiar person, and I think it was his wife in that band. And then also I know someone who's going to be drumming with them tomorrow at the Clarendon Hotel, 6 to 9 p.m., so go check them out. And then also, I think it's today on day of recording, but happy birthday, Laura. Got a birthday show with Hans Olsen over at Time Out Lounge. You probably know Laura as one of the owners of Time Out Lounge for all these years, and fucking amazing and nice. One of the nicest people I know. 7 p.m. though, you can go check that out and wish her a happy birthday. I'm putting it on here. I know people are going to cringe when I say this first part, but 90s synthwave party. But I'm putting it on here with DJ Spin Lizzy featuring, this is why it's on here, Mega Ran. Yeah, he's doing double duty. That's even more awesome. It's going to be over at the Thundercat Lounge, 9 p.m. for some awesomeness. And then if you're looking for some fun at the mall in the far West Valley, we got Fuvana playing at Arrowhead Mall at the outside patio stage over at the EMC, 3 p.m. And then I've got a pair of awesome stuff down in Tucson. And this was actually one that I saw G. Scott Barrett talking about seeing in LA. And then I just went and listened to them, and they're fucking good. From Australia, Hockey Dad. And they're playing with Mind's Eye and Orchadia at the 191 Tool down in Tucson, 8 p.m. Which, holy crap. And then more awesomeness. Swigfoot. Fuck yes. You might notice someone, unfortunately, some people got sick in the original, so they canceled actually the Nile show tonight, and they're not playing down in Tucson. But Swigfoot still is. You can catch one of our newest ska bands. The one's going to forever be on my list to check out until I can get to feeling better and seeing them, or just having a luck of the draw one day to get over and watch them. With Los Diablos Gordos, Garrett Moore over at Thunder Canyon Brewery down in Tucson, 8 p.m. So, yeah, I'm going to just keep talking it up. And then Sunday, which is the proper St. Patrick's Day. Let's begin. We put it at the top because you're probably looking for something to do that involves green beer and drinking and more Celtic for music, punk, whatever you want. Both. So we're putting this at the top because it is awesome. Got Jason DeVore of Authority Zero doing one of his patented acoustic ones. Then we got Swainn on there. The band you're hearing underneath this episode, they're on there too. Fuck yes, that's a perfect just 1-2 combo. But they got Traveler, Lenny Keller over Fibber McGee's. They are starting music at noon, so you can hang out there and drink all afternoon. Just make sure you wear sunscreen. I assume it's outside. That's what they've done in the past. And also just be careful of getting dehydrated. But have fun. We also got Kate Clover, the Sunny Slope Bullets, Doms. Fuck yes, Doms is back performing. I wish it was easier to find Linger Longer Lounge shows, because they actually fucking played a show on Thursday. And so they second show back? Oops, you. And they're playing with Blue Heaven also, for the Nile Underground, 7 p.m. But that's a really fucking cool show. If you're not, and even if you're caring to be on St. Patrick's Day or not, you go check that out. We also got, of course, another St. Patrick's Day celebration with Maisie D, Smokehouse Dave, The Still Nights, Joe Baker Trio, and Downhill Fast for Chopper John, 6 p.m. And if you're hanging out at home and you're looking for some stuff, Veeps has got you covered. It is a paid, each of these are a paid stream, but I should have put these in order of time. We got Dropkick Murphys live from Boston, doing what has become a tradition since 2020 now, of a live stream over on Veeps.com, 6 p.m. our time. And then Flogging Molly. If you don't make it down to Tucson, or you did and you just want more of Flogging Molly, but from the comfort of your couch, there you go. Flogging Molly live from the Shamrock Festival in Vegas. They're going to be on Veeps.com at 7 p.m. So there you go. Plus, if you're looking for something mid-afternoon, there's always Bite Me Mandy, who I believe was April 19th. Is that right? I think that's sticking in my brain. But yeah, Bite Me Mandy always taking requests, playing music, their own, sometimes covers, over on twitch.tv/BiteMeBambi, 2 p.m. our time. And then Monday, we got a couple shows. We've got Gruff, Riss, and Astrologer. Astrologer is a fucking band made up of a favorite person in it, and I want to... the stupid long COVID hit at the wrong time, because you always think you're going to have time to catch someone, and then you catch some stupid fucking illness that has lasted for 20 months, and then my frustrations are surfacing. Regardless, you can go catch them for me and tell them how awesome they are. Astrologer's playing a Gruff Riss over at the Dirty Drummer at 8 p.m. We got Remo Drive in Town with a Wilt and Practically People at the Rebel Lounge, 8 p.m. And then throwing it on here, because Electrosat is awesome. We got Electrosat hosting an open mic over at Linger Longer Lounge, 8 p.m. on Monday, if you're looking for one, Monday night. And then, of course, Sky Sign streaming on his Twitch, 9 p.m. for you. Tuesday, we got a pair of shows. We got the Ghost Club with Full Air, with Viper Club over at the Valley Bar, 7:30 p.m. We got Telehealth with Glacier.wave, Smink, No Face, and Kitty Christ at the Groundworks down in Tucson, 7 p.m. Threw it on there because I know Glacier.wave. And now I'm wondering, I should have looked into it. Like I said, all these are because at least one artist that I think is cool. I don't think it's a noise show, though. I should have looked up a little more. And then if you're hanging out at home, though, we got Chris Murray's Bluebee live stream over on his Facebook. It's 5 p.m. And Bite Me Bambi doing their morning stream, 7 a.m. So you can wake up bright and early and listen to them, put in requests and all that kind of fun stuff. Then Wednesday, and this is a really cool show. First off, we got 4 in the Strange Band. And I'm excited for Possessed by Paula James. If you haven't seen Possessed by Paula James, fuck yes, it was introduced by my friend Don and bought me a vinyl, and fucking it is amazing. Plus you got Mike and the Molotov, speaking of amazing, opening it up, Yucca Tap, 7:30 p.m. That is just fucking, you're gonna be happy all night long. I know what I'm probably insinuating. They also got Relate with Gem, Troubled Minds. Troubled Minds are fucking another one of those favorites here in Phoenix. And Bite the Hand, Nile Coffee Shop, 6 p.m. And up in Flagstaff, which thankfully I remembered because I didn't put a note of it here, but I am now. We've got up in Flagstaff the White Buffalo with our own Katie May playing with them over at the Orpheum up in Flagstaff, 7:30 p.m. for you. Looking for a midweek escape up north. Probably have still snow because they're getting some snow now. So yeah. And then of course hanging out at home looking for something in the morning. Scott Klopstein's getting you covered this morning, 9 a.m. over on his Twitch. Then Thursday, we got Darwathastra. Oh my god. Got the Darwathastra. I think we're going to sound it out. Darwathastra. There we go. Experiment album release show with the Breakup Society, with the Real Fakes, with Jaffe's Descent, and Mill's End at the Rhythm Room. Boom. You got your place to be Thursday night, 7 p.m. Fuck yes. And then, of course, the other morning stream by Scott Klopstein, 9 a.m. You can tune in for that. Then Friday, we got some stuff here for you, including a benefit for a friend of mine. We got a benefit for Nick Webb for helping him with some medical bills and other things that have come up as of late. And it's featuring a fucking great, I can't stress, great. I guess I can stress. Great. Fucking lineup. Liar's Handshake, the fucking Dark Hearts, Whiskey Famine, Scavalinas, and fucking Cowpunk K. Holy shit. Cowpunk K is coming out to play for this one, so you know it's a big one. At Yucca Tap Room, 8 p.m. And then, of course, another awesomeness. We got a punk rock spring break blowout featuring Okinawa Plane Crash, featuring Brain Cake, The Jellyfish Method, It's Fine, and Squared at Ground Zero Studio, 7 p.m. There we go. We got Tabor. I want to say Tabor. It makes it more finer, right? More eloquent. Tabor Mountain with Hot Leather, Lana Kelly, and Mitchell Kenny at the trunk space, where they do ask, please kindly ask when you're inside there. 7:30 p.m. start, and remember, they are now charging for parking, so make sure you go take care of that. The church changed its policy as much as they tried to push back. The trunk space tried to push back. But yeah, so make sure you're aware. And then, of course, another really cool one, Scott H. Barham with Hashtag Outfits, Super Tonkers, and DJ Tonk and Thornhill at the Rhythm Room. That's an 8 p.m. start. Got Psychotic Youth. Right, this one's down in Tucson. Psychotic Youth with Oppressed Logic, The Syndicate, Noxious, and our own, I think one moved. Overthinking's performing at the Rock, Tucson, 8 p.m. There you go. And Scott Klopstein's got you covered if you're hanging at home, 9 p.m. So yeah, there's some awesome stuff, some awesome artists, some awesome musicians, at least minimum one that I fucking think is amazing on all these things I recommend for you. So go check them out. Have some fun for me, because I'm still fucking dealing with shit. And yeah, I hate this. I mean, I hate the long COVID. But I did enjoy getting out to Jer, and you can fucking see all about it in my words that I wrote up on everyshowjoe.com. Just shameless plugging. But yeah. But yeah, there's some awesome stuff. I just keep saying, but yeah. There's some awesome shows I recommend. Be safe, of course, out there, especially St. Patrick's Day, Uber, Lyft, Waymo, unless it creeps you out, and that's, I guess, a you thing, that there's no driver. But yeah, be safe about getting around, drinking, help out your friends if they need it, and have some fun for me while you're out there. And I guess that's all I got, huh? So until next week, guys and gals and non-binary and everyone, until next week, take care.